FM and 93.7 HD2 WQIO Mount Vernon. From the Cosby Heating and Cooling Studios, it's Good Times, Great Oldies.
It's a new location, but it's the same great sports talk. Live from Roadhog Willy's in Mount Vernon, it is the Monday Night Sports Talk Show with Tyler Mathias, talking all things winter sports with coaches and players from around the area. The Monday Night Sports Talk Show is brought to you in part by Knox County Veteran Services, Griffin Insurance, Page One Group, Extreme Air Heating and Cooling, and Roadhog Willy's. Lunch and a show. It is the Monday Night Sports Talk Show with Tyler Mathias from Roadhog Willy's.
All right, and thank you so much, Steve. It is not lunch, it's dinner time, but we are at Roadhog Willy's, and you can stop by until 8 o'clock tonight and get yourself some great food. 504 Harcourt Road in Mount Vernon, Suite B. I've got it all memorized now, Bill. So we appreciate Roadhog Willy's being our host site once again here this year for our Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show, also presented by Knox County Veteran Services, Page One Group, who help us with the mugs here, Extreme Air Heating and Cooling, and, of course, Roadhog Willy's Real Pit Barbecue. And Bill Wheeler is with us. We thank him for joining us. We always start off the show talking with the owner of Roadhog Willy's, and appreciate you joining us here, Bill. Here we are. This time of the year, it is January, it's cold and everything, but the smoker works even when it's cold, right? Even when it got super cold last week, right? That smoker works just fine. So I want to ask you kind of about the ribs. That's what I want to start off with, because I saw you had ribs this past weekend. I am a rib lover. I love ribs. How often do you have ribs? Tell us a little bit about how your ribs are made, talking about some food here at Roadhog Willy's.
Yeah, the ribs right now are just Fridays and Saturdays.
Okay.
Why are they only Fridays and Saturdays? Because just me cooking them, so I chose to limit it to those days. Draw in more people, during those 2 days also. Near future, hopefully that's more than, just the 2 days.
All right.
So that's the plan. But, yeah, they're on rib days. That is an earlier morning for them to be done by 11 o'clock. So that's another reason I only do them 2 days a week, because it is an earlier morning. But they're usually on there in between 4 and 5 hours smoke time. So
and do you use one of your signature sauces on that, or what
no?
kind of sauce?
We do have our own pork rub that we make that goes on the our pulled pork also, but it goes on the ribs. And the sauces, since we have 6 different sauces here, we leave that to the customer.
All right. What's your favorite sauce here?
Oh,
that's a tough one.
Yeah, I know. I created it's a sweet Southern peach years ago, and it was made towards the pork.
Yeah.
So for a long time, that's what I was putting on the ribs. So, but then you can't go wrong with the smokehouse. That's your typical base one, and delicious. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, brisket burgers. I saw this too. Tell us when these will be available. What these are. These look pretty incredible here.
Well, for people that's been watching, we've talked about creating new items, getting ready for the new season, whatnot, bringing new items out. So we've been playing with the brisket burger, and we brought it out this past Saturday to see how it would go, and it did really well. So we're going to fill the gap on our Tuesdays and Wednesdays for now with them, and before we take it broader, but for a while it'll be available Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
All right. Now, you're open 11 to 7 if it's not a Monday, right?
Correct.
All right. So if people want to come to Roadhog Willy's, 504 Harcourt Road, Mount Vernon, Suite B, that's the opportunity. Then 4 to 8 on Mondays here for the show. I got the cornbread sundae today. I'm going to eat it when I get home, and I'm really excited about that. What is this cornbread sundae, for those who don't know?
Yeah, the cornbread sundae starts with the base of our sweet cornbread, and then it's topped with baked beans, a ladle of baked beans, topped with the pulled pork, your favorite barbecue sauce, and then the coleslaw.
All right. That you can't go wrong.
It's barbecue all in one bowl. It's
you create that thing?
I did. Eating the same thing for the past, I don't know how many years. It's like, what can I do now?
Yeah. Cornbread sundae it is.
There's several different sundaes in the barbecue world, where they do. I've seen it with mashed potatoes and then all that stuff, and I was like, let's start with the cornbread.
Yeah. Speaking of mashed potatoes, you got these open-faced turkey sandwiches. Is that still available for people?
That's still available.
Yeah.
We're getting close to being out of turkey. I buy some right around, the holidays. I buy extra cases, and then I just go until it runs out. So it's Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays.
Okay, so you can get that. It's like some toast or something, Texas toast.
We got the Texas toast on the bottom with the scoop of mashed potatoes, and they're house-made mashed potatoes, and then the turkey gravy with the 2 slices of turkey also. So yes, it's this time of the year, it's a nice comfort food.
Oh yeah, it looks good. Now, you're still doing the catering thing, is that
Still
right?
doing
Right
the
now,
catering thing. Yep. It's much slower this time of the year, but we still get some. Some of the local businesses put in. We have smaller packages, 16 to 18 people, up to 32 people before it starts getting into the big catering, smaller office parties.
So now, how early should they do it? Not a couple days before, right? Maybe a couple of weeks before playing this out?
Typically, it would be nice. Some of these smaller packages I spoke about, I mean, as long as we got a 24-hour notice, they're easy to have them ready for someone. We actually have one picking up at 7:30 tonight.
All right, there you go. Awesome. So you can go online and make these orders. You can call in, right, for that?
Yep. Call in online. Either way, a lot of the catering ones are pushed off to not do online because if someone says, I want it now, and we don't have it. So there's a prompt there to let you know to call in. But, 740-326-1408.
All right, very cool. Website for people to visit if they can do online ordering or stuff like that?
It's Roadhog Willy at live.com. So it's live, live.com.
All right, Roadhog Willys. You can check it out here. They're going to be open until 8 o'clock tonight and then 11 to 7 throughout the week. So stop by Roadhog Willys, 504 Harcourt Road in Mount Vernon. As always, Bill, thank you so much for joining us. And I'm looking forward to that cornbread Sunday after the show tonight, and looking forward to trying a lot of different things. I'm trying a lot of different things, and I've had the catering before, and it was fantastic as well. So stop by Roadhog Willys. Order online, order on the phone, come in and order, and stick around and wait for your order, or come in and sit in. There's plenty of places to you can check out and sit in at Roadhog Willys, 504 Harcourt Road in Mount Vernon, Suite B. Bill, as always, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll look forward to catching up with you next week as well. Let's take this break and come back. It's the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show here on WMVO on a Monday night.
Everyone loves Roadhog Willys. Where else can you enjoy the finest meats in their own signature line of barbecue sauces? This counter-style restaurant offers dine-in, takeout, and catering options. RoadhogWillysBBQ.com. Smoking the meat to mouth-watering perfection. That's Roadhog Willys in Mount Vernon. 740-326-1408. Good. Extreme Air LLC is your Carrier HVAC dealer. With financing available and testimonials on the website, you can see why Extreme Air is exactly that, extreme. Servicing, installing, and repairing all makes and models to give you the heat and cool you deserve. Servicing good old Knox County and surrounding communities. Check them out online at extremeairllc.com. That's the letter X, extremeairllc.com. 740-403-1901. Where service is not a business, it's a lifestyle.
Veterans serving veterans.
That's what we do here at Knox County Veteran Services. Hi, I'm Kevin Henthorne, your Executive Director.
And I'm Financial Coordinator Melissa Shank.
And we're here to meet the needs of Knox County veterans and their families.
We can help with emergency financial assistance,
filing of disability and pension claims, VA healthcare enrollment, and even transportation to VA healthcare facilities.
Please give us a call at 740-393-6742 or stop in and see us at our new location at 105 East Chestnut Street in Mount Vernon.
Page One Group in beautiful Mount Vernon has your best interest in mind when it comes to you and your printing needs. Whether it's printing, design, laser engraving, or sublimation, there isn't a texture we can't print on. Promotional products are how you keep people coming back. That's where we come in. Your business is our business. Page One Group, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Call 740-397-4240 and visit pageonegroup.net.
Your sinks are backed up, the electric in your master bedroom needs rewired, and now the wife is asking for a new addition. It's time to get in touch with Cubbage Electric, Plumbing, and Now Construction. Give Brian and his team a call at 740-627-8004. They can fix your electrical and plumbing needs and give your bathroom and kitchen a remodel.
Cubbage Electric, Plumbing, and Construction is a proud sponsor for all the local high school teams.
Enjoy the season. Cubbage Electric, Plumbing, and Construction. 740-627-8004.
Griffin Insurance, taking care of your family since 1972. In today's day and age, it's very uncommon to get a real person when you call. Not at Griffin Insurance. We represent multiple carriers to find the best rate for you and your family. Whether it's auto, residential, commercial, or farm, we're here to help. Call Griffin Insurance at 740-397-7488. Griffin Insurance, finding you the best rate.
Welcome back. It's the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show, live from Roadhog Willie's Real Pit Barbecue on Harcourt Road in Mount Vernon. Tyler Mathias with you. We got John with an H, Wareham behind the camera, Gary with 3 R's now, 2 R's behind the camera, and we thank them for doing the work there to get this on the air here. And we got the Centerburg Trojans here with us, the boys basketball team here. And I talked to Steve with Danville earlier. He said not to homer with you guys because I went to Centerburg. So I will not do that now. But we certainly appreciate you guys joining us here. Centerburg Trojan boys basketball team comes in with a record of 6-6 on the season, 4-3 in the Knoxmore Athletic Conference. John Marhefka, Isaiah Suley, and Bennett Hill. And I thought I was going to mess that up because I was teasing you before we went on, but I did call you the right name. But we appreciate you guys joining us here on the program. Pair of juniors here with Coach John Marhefka today. But, Coach, here we are. I mean, you're at a point right now where you're actually over the threshold of the halfway point of the KMAC season because you took on Northmore again this past weekend and things. Where do you feel your team sits right now? I mean, you're 6-6. I'm going to talk about the FPI stuff a little bit later, but how do you feel about your team right now, sitting at 500, a little bit more of the conference season remaining here?
I feel pretty good. Our guys have been working on the process. We started out a little slow and kind of ironed out some bumps, but I think they're showing some resiliency, and I'm really excited to see what they're going to do in the second half of the KMAC season and hopefully stay focused and finish strong.
The KMAC, has it played out the way that you expected this to play out, or has it kind of been a little bit surprising in what's happened with the Knoxmore Athletic Conference so far?
I think it was a little bit of what people were thinking, all the coaches and everything. I think we have our mindset when we look. We know each other. We know who has guys returning, the strengths and all that. I think it's been one of those where anybody on any night can, as we've seen here lately, can get things done and make a move on somebody in the KMAC that maybe they didn't expect it. So every night you got to come ready to play.
This past week, you lost a couple of ball games. We have to note that you didn't have Trevin Harris for those ball games. And how much of a change was it for you this past week to not have Trevin? And, we saw it at Fredericktown. I mean, you were playing guys. I've been covering Centerburg basketball for a long time. I don't typically have to look at the roster. And I actually had to look at the roster on Wednesday night when you took it on. You were taking on Fredericktown. So some changes with Trevin out and some different things this past week.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Trevin brings a lot. I mean, he's been a strong player the last 2 years. He'll be bouncing back this week. But some other guys stepped up, and we've been trying to prepare him. I mean, it's high school basketball, and guys know that they're going to, I told them, you're going to get an opportunity. You're going to get an opportunity. We don't know when it's coming, but you got to prepare. Well, the opportunity came, and
yeah.
And they answered and did well. And I guess I was more pleased with their response to, hey, I've got a chance. And then they're going to take time to continually grow. And Trevin's been great. I mean, he was out for 2 games trying to be supportive of those guys. But I think he's itching to get back in on the court.
Isaiah, when you went into the season, he's sitting at 6-6 right now. What were some of the hopes for you going into this season and kind of where you're at here, 12 games into the season? Do you feel like you're accomplishing some of the goals that you set forth for yourself and for the team?
I mean, coming in, we expected to compete for the conference. I don't know if we're still in the race, but I think we are. So we still have that goal in mind.
You need some help. You're gonna need some people to help you with beating Northmore and things. But as you look at this group, what stands out with this team? I mean, you're junior, so you still got another run at this and things, and it seems like a pretty tight knit group here. Mm-hmm. So what stands out about this team here, 2023-24?
I think we like playing together. I think we know that we have guys that can score, guys that can do their own thing, and it just helps to have the confidence that each of us have.
Now, I don't know if Andy Colella is watching this or anything, but do you like football?
And I'll say basketball.
Okay, there you go. John was looking at you, too. Bennett Hill is with us as well. We thank him for joining us as well. What were some of your expectations coming this season? I know you dealt with some injuries last year. I think you even have a collarbone maybe issue this year and things like that. So dealt with some injuries and things. What are the hopes for you going into the season and for what you wanted the team to accomplish as well?
Well, yeah, like Isaiah said, I know we all wanted to win the conference and compete and play good. And we've been through some injuries, and I had an injury. And I think we started off a little slow, and now we're playing a lot better, and I think the rest of the season is going to be pretty good.
All right. Well, that's I think John's hoping the same thing for you. But it has been hard to bounce back there from your injury and things that, I think last year you might have even had a concussion or something and the different things. So has it been hard to kind of bounce back from those injuries, or you feel like you're kind of fully healthy now?
I feel like it was harder when I was actually injured because I wanted to play pretty badly, but afterwards it didn't seem that bad.
Did he have a concussion, or am I going crazy?
No,
I'm sorry.
He probably just acted like that.
Maybe I'm just. I interview so many people,
and don't ask him what he likes best because he likes golf. So
okay.
You know that.
Do you like golf best?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a pretty good golfer.
Oh, that's good. Sorry, I thought you were concussed. But
Isaiah thinks that all the time.
Well, let's talk a little bit about this season to this point. So. You look at the ball game this past week in Fredericktown. It seems like a team they're starting to figure out some things themselves a little bit, and then you took on a good Northmore team and you really battled with them, and you came back against Fredericktown as well. But let's look at the Fredericktown game for a moment. You got behind by as many as 21 points at one point in the ball game. Isaiah has a big run to end the half. Bennett hits a three to start the second and the third quarters, and really kind of got to get back within 9 to start the third quarter. So what stood out to you in that ball game, John, against Fredericktown without Trevin, and the fact that you had to battle back from a large deficit?
Well, one of the things, we started off obviously slower than we wanted to. But again, we talk about being resilient and coming back, and we cut it to 5. And then I think, at this point in the season, one of the tough things, and again, in the KMAC, give credit to Fredericktown, they were battling. But you cut it to 5, you spend all that energy to get back out of that big hole. So you just cannot start in a big hole because teams are too good. And if we're up, we were leading Cardington by a large amount early on. They came roaring back and put some fight into it, but we were able to withstand that. So once teams get onto a big run, you've got to be able to go right from the tip and then be ready to go for 32 minutes.
Well, in that ball game against Fredericktown, what kind of stood out without Trevin? Was it the fact that Isaiah kind of stepped up and Bennett kind of stepped up as well, and then obviously Grayson had a big night too?
Yeah. Well, these two young men next to me, I've always expected, I even tell them, we've got some possibility. A lot of guys can do some scoring some different ways and bring something to it. If we ever get them all going on the same night, we're going to be pretty tough. And we have had glimpses of that. But I think one of the things that stood out was, we had a couple young freshmen come in there and bring some energy, which charged these guys up a little bit. And I think, one of the things hopefully they learn from that is how much effort you need to come into a game and play and compete. And it's difficult at the high school level, and everybody scouts, everybody knows, everybody, but it's competitive, and you've got to be able to bring that every game night and be ready to go. And the energy and effort have always been two of the emphasis we've been telling these guys.
Isaiah, what stood out to you in that game against Fredericktown? Obviously, we mentioned that you kind of got hot in that ball game there in the second quarter. You guys were down by 19 points. You got it back within 12 at that point. Bennett hits the 3, got back within 9. You guys kind of roared back there in the second half. But what stood out to you in that matchup against the Freddies?
I thought it was pretty impressive that we were down 21 and cut it to 5. We came out second half, had it with a plan. We executed it to cut it down, and we were close.
What did Coach mention to you at halftime when you're down big and you find a way to come back and get back in the basketball game?
There's no 20-point play.
Yeah.
There's no 20-point basket. I think Boglin says that a lot. So
yeah,
we had a plan to come out and execute, and we tried.
Bo says that and get on the wall.
Yeah.
No, as I mentioned, you had a 3 to start the third quarter and kind of were able to kind of cut into some things. You were down 20-8 to begin the second quarter. Then you mentioned you were down 19 there at one point at the break and things like that. So what stood out to you in that ball game and some of the adjustments that you had to make?
I think we got off to a slow start, and that really stood out to me. And I think it kind of like woke us up for the second half. Like, oh, we're down by 20 points. We're not playing like we should be. And I think that helped us throughout the second half, and we started playing better, and we cut to 5. And unfortunately couldn't win. But I think we all thought that we could win at that point, but things just didn't go our way sometimes.
John, I know I've watched you coach for a number of years, and you quite frankly don't get really phased too much. You just kind of take what's there, and you make it work with what's there. What was your plan and thought in your head when you're down by 19 points and you're without Trevin, and what's going to happen right here to be able to get back in that basketball game?
Well, I got to give credit to the guys. I mean, I know these guys. I've been coaching them. I taught them in school, and I knew that we had it in us. But everybody, sometimes you see the momentum that goes in a game, and you've got to try to harness that and switch it and win the battle of momentum changes. And I think we, sticking with our guys, just trying to find a way. They've been a lot of fun to coach. They're good young men. Like I said, if I didn't enjoy it, I could go do other things. Yeah. But it is high school basketball, so we're with them, 6 days out of the week. Mm-hmm. In practice, you see all the behind-the-scenes thing. We kind of know what our players are capable of and doing. So I didn't panic too much.
Yeah.
Honestly, we cut it to 5, and we drew something up that we were trying to get. But that's when we had one injury, and it was probably worse than we thought. But at the time, everybody's fighting through it. Adrenaline is going. So we, just couldn't get that last little over the hump. And like I said, Fredericktown hit some plays like down at the end, doing what they had to do. So I think, it's good for us to get an experience and learn from it. I think moving forward and here on, it'll be a different situation when we start to execute late.
Yeah. We're going to talk about that first matchup with Danville. You take them on Wednesday, and we're going to talk about the game against Northmore as well coming up. Centerburg Trojan boys basketball here with us. We do want to thank Griffin Insurance, our title sponsor here. Knox County Veteran Services, Page 1 Group with the great mugs here. Roadhog Willie's Real Pit Barbecue, who treat the players and coaches to food, and us as well here, and Extreme Air Heating and Cooling as well. So we're going to take this break, and we'll come back and more of the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show coming up on WMVO.
It's brought to you by Knox County Veteran Services, located at 105 East Chestnut Street, Mount Vernon. Stop in and see us today.
Your sinks are backed up, the electric in your master bedroom needs rewired, and now the wife is asking for a new addition. It's time to get in touch with Cubbage Electric, Plumbing, and Now Construction. Give Brian and his team a call at 740-627-8004. They can fix your electrical and plumbing needs and give your bathroom and kitchen a remodel.
Cubbage Electric, Plumbing, and Construction is a proud sponsor for all the local high school teams.
Enjoy the season. Cubbage Electric, Plumbing, and Construction. 740-627-8004.
Veterans serving veterans.
That's what we do here at Knox County Veteran Services. Hi, I'm Kevin Henthorne, your Executive Director.
And I'm Financial Coordinator Melissa Schenk.
And we're here to meet the needs of Knox County veterans and their families.
We can help with emergency financial assistance,
filing of disability and pension claims, VA healthcare enrollment, and even transportation to VA healthcare facilities.
Please give us a call at 740-393-6742 or stop in and see us at our new location at 105 East Chestnut Street in Mount Vernon.
Griffin Insurance, taking care of your family since 1972. In today's day and age, it's very uncommon to get a real person when you call. Not at Griffin Insurance. We represent multiple carriers to find the best rate for you and your family. Whether it's auto, residential, commercial, or farm, we're here to help. Call Griffin Insurance at 740-397-7488. Griffin Insurance, finding you the best rate.
Page 1 Group in beautiful Mount Vernon has your best interest in mind when it comes to you and your printing needs. Whether it's printing, design, laser engraving, or sublimation, there isn't a texture we can't print on. Promotional products are how you keep people coming back. That's where we come in. Your business is our business. Page 1 Group, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Call 740-397-4240 and visit pageonegroup.net.
Extreme Air LLC is your carrier HVAC dealer. With financing available and testimonials on the website, you can see servicing, installing, and repairing all makes and models to give you the heat and cool you deserve. Servicing good old Knox County and surrounding communities. Check them out online at extremeairllc.com. That's the letter X, extremeairllc.com. 740-403-1901. Where service is not a business, it's a lifestyle.
Everyone loves Roadhog Willys. Where else can you enjoy the finest meats in their own
Style restaurant offers dine-in, takeout, and catering options. RoadhogWilliesBBQ.com. Smoking the meat to mouth-watering perfection. That's Roadhog Willie's in Mount Vernon. 740-326-1408. Good. Here's your forecast on 100.9 FM and 93.7 HD2.
Cloudy skies tonight, periods of rain or freezing rain after. It could be a tough morning commute for some. Cloudy with occasional rain showers, areas of freezing rain possible. High near 40, showers early becoming steady, light rain late on Tuesday night, low of 37. That's your forecast on 100.9 FM and streaming live online, WMBO.com. All right, we're back here at Roadhog Willie's, and we thank you for joining us here on the program. We've got John Marhefka with us, Isaiah Suley, and Bennett Hill from Centerburg Boys Basketball. We thank them for joining us here. So let's talk about this Northmore game. The first time you met them, it was met up with them. It was your first conference game, and you guys battled with them. You ended up losing that game on the road, and then it sounds like you battled with them on Saturday too. Came up a little bit short once again. What stood out to you in that ball game, John?
In this past weekend, I think it was same thing. We were resilient. We had guys answer the bell. Isaiah and Bennett played really well, and I think the energy and the focus were much better than it's been in the early part of the season. So I think they were learning, and I was really proud of the effort that the boys put in. And we had many young guys coming in that we had to make adjustments because of injuries and people not there. So guys, stepped in and raised up their game and did what we knew they could do, and that's not an easy thing to do. Especially when you're younger and you try to get there and you find out sometimes it's good not to give them too much time to think about it. So we just threw them in there.
Walk up, you're starting.
That's kind of how it went and everything. But we coached them through it, and then they answered the bell, and now we tell them let's take the next step here going forward for the rest of the season. Yep. So things are going to be the way they are, and we just got to keep improving, trying to maximize our ability every day.
Isaiah, how have you adjusted maybe here in these last couple of games and these younger guys getting involved and you being kind of an elder statesman and you played at the varsity level for years now? How have you adjusted to them being on the floor, kind of being a mentor when they're on the floor? Because the fact of the matter is you can't just sit around and baby. I mean, this is varsity basketball, so you got to get out and you got to play.
I try to get to know those guys off the court so I can trust them on the court, and they look comfortable out there at times for their age, and they stepped up and hit some shots. So I thought they played pretty well.
And going forward, has Coach mentioned that your role maybe changes a little bit with all of this? Has your role changed a little bit with all the things happening?
I've taken more shots, but I still got to pass the ball, distribute the ball, play defense, so that stays the same.
I'd say on the broadcast a lot, you like to shoot it from the corner. Did you like the corner?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you did. Man, I didn't know if I was wrong or not. I mean, I was wrong. I said that Bennett Hill got concussed earlier, and I was wrong about that, so I wanted to make sure before I said something. Bennett, again, kind of an elder statesman. You're a guy that you battled through some injuries, but you've been at the varsity level now. How have you taken on a different role maybe with these younger guys being involved in the game?
Well, we always have to encourage them, and they're young and they haven't been in these positions that much. And I thought they did really good. And, yeah, they just stepped up, and they didn't have much time to think about it, and I thought they played pretty good.
These young guys, so I don't know, are you out without players for the rest of the year? Are you kind of limited? I'm not going to ask you a direct question.
It is what it is. Yeah. There's some of our varsity guys are looking at injuries and trying to get a definitive answer. We're hoping for the best, but right now we're preparing, worst case scenario that they may be out for the season. But like I said, our guy, they've been trying to help out. They've been at practices. We just have to get the information about that. But I think Trevin coming back because he was serving a suspension from a prior game. But now he's back. He's been practicing with us and doing everything, and he's been helping out the younger guys. And I think the one thing that's good about these guys being around, they're helping the guys get through and kind of set the tone. I thought it would have probably earlier this year kind of trickled down over the past few years, but through graduation and moving guys, sometimes that's assumed, and it's not always that way. So they're still learning and trying to get out on the court, and there's nothing like game experience to get that done.
Yeah. Let's talk about the last meeting with Danville. I got a chance. My son, I was going to do that game, but my son had a musical concert thing, and so I went to that.
Very good.
So we went to that. Went to that thing, and but I did get to catch the end of the game. and I saw that Grayson hit a go-ahead three with like 30 seconds left or something like that, and you're able to win that game at home against Danville. What stood out to you in that ball game, Coach, as you get prepared to play them on Wednesday?
Well, I think what stood out was that was one of the points where we were trying to get things going in the right direction and get our focus back, and we did. But it was close. It was a hard-fought battle, but we took care of business that night. And then the next game after that, we started to get back to where I was feeling pretty good about our process and what our guys were moving towards. And we've pretty much grown every game and every step of the way since then.
Isaiah, what stood out to you in that first matchup with Danville? You get ready to take them on coming up on Wednesday.
It was a close game. They were getting out in transition. They were running down the floor. We were running down the floor. It was a tough game, but I think late in the game we made big plays to win the game and finish on top.
All right, that's all you got to do. You got to finish one more point better than the other team. Bennett, what stood out to you in that first matchup with Danville?
Well, it was close the whole game, and I feel like we had a lot of turnovers and a lot of mistakes, and I remember being pretty physical, and we made some shots down the stretch that really helped, and I feel like we're like key moments of the game.
Yep. Coach, you're going to be at Danville on Wednesday, at Mount Gilead on Saturday. I want to ask you about the Mount Gilead game thing, but I do want to ask you one more question before I let you go here for the PI rankings.
Well, I actually like it because going into the tournament draw, now we don't have to seed ourselves or vote. There were teams that would look at you and they never see you play. They don't know your schedule. They don't know what you're going through. They only look at record and see what you have, and then that's it. And I know Bill Parcells, you say your record is what you say you are, but there's going to be some times where if you really know teams and you're watching who they're playing, how they're playing, what part of the year and who their coach is and all that, there are some different variables that go into it. So I like it from a standpoint of it is a mathematical equation, or it gets some statistics in there, so it is what it is. I just told the boys today in practice that we've got to take care of business on our own because that's part of it, what I like about it. So at least I still get to pick, where we go on what line. That was always more important to me than just people watch who votes, which way, certain ways. There are certain coaches that have different characteristics and everything. So I used to enjoy just that part of it because it's kind of funny and humorous. We call it the war room. We get in with my staff and we prepare and go from there. But like right now, I'm looking, if we were to start, we might be on the road that first round. And to be honest with you, we're happy and excited to be playing, and then we'll let the chips fall where they may and take care of business.
And you're going to be at Centerburg for like 20 more years, I heard.
Yeah, right. We'll see.
Sully and Bennett Hill, we thank you guys so much, and best of luck the remainder of the season. Centerburg Trojans with us, boys basketball, and I think they're going to join us one more time the season as well to be on the program. So we thank them for spending some time with us here. I do want to thank Griffin Insurance, our title sponsor for the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show. Roadhog Willie's Real Pit Barbecue, that's where we're at here today. If you see the things in the background and everything. Knox County Veteran Services, Page 1 Group with the mugs here, and Extreme Air Heating and Cooling. So it's Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show. We're going to be talking with Danville here coming up next. Let's take this break, and more of the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show on WMVO coming up.
Brought to you by Knox County Veteran Services, located at 105 East Chestnut Street, Mount Vernon. Stop in and see us today.
Page 1 Group in beautiful Mount Vernon has your best interest in mind when it comes to you and your printing needs. Whether it's printing, design, laser engraving, or sublimation, there isn't a texture we can't print on. Promotional products are how you keep people coming back. That's where we come in. Your business is our business. Page 1 Group, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Call 740-397-4240 and visit page1group.net.
Your sinks are backed up, the electric in your master bedroom needs rewired, and now the wife is asking for a new addition. It's time to get in touch with Cubbage Electric, Plumbing, and Now Construction. Give Brian and his team a call at 740-627-8004. They can fix your electrical and plumbing needs and give your bathroom and kitchen a remodel.
Cubbage Electric Plumbing and Construction is a proud sponsor for all the local high school teams.
Enjoy the season. Cubbage Electric, Plumbing, and Construction. 740-627-8000.
Loves Road Hog Willys. Where else can you enjoy the finest meats in their own signature line of barbecue sauces? This counter-style restaurant offers dine-in, takeout, and catering options. RoadHogWillysBBQ.com. Smoking the meat to mouth-watering perfection. That's Road Hog Willys in Mount Vernon. 740-326-1408. Good.
Veterans serving veterans.
That's what we do here at Knox County Veteran Services. Hi, I'm Kevin Henthorne, your Executive Director.
And I'm Financial Coordinator Melissa Shank.
And we're here to meet the needs of Knox County veterans and their families.
We can help with emergency financial assistance,
filing of disability and pension claims, VA healthcare enrollment, and even transportation to VA healthcare facilities.
Please give us a call at 740-393-6742 or stop in and see us at our new location at 105 East Chestnut Street in Mount Vernon.
Griffin Insurance, taking care of your family since 1972. In today's day and age, it's very uncommon to get a real person when you call. Not at Griffin Insurance. We represent multiple carriers to find the best rate for you and your family. Whether it's auto, residential, commercial, or farm, we're here to help. Call Griffin Insurance at 740-397-7488. Griffin Insurance, finding you the best rate.
Extreme Air LLC is your carrier HVAC dealer. With financing available and testimonials on the website, you can see why Extreme Air is exactly that, extreme. Servicing, installing, and repairing all makes and models to give you the heat and cool you deserve. Servicing good old Knox County and surrounding communities. Check them out online at extremeairllc.com. That's the letter X, extremeairllc.com. 740-403-1901. Where service is not a business, it's a lifestyle. Here's your forecast on 100.9 FM and 93.7 HD2.
Cloudy skies tonight, periods of rain or freezing rain after midnight, low around freezing at 31. For Tuesday morning, it could be a tough morning commute for some. Cloudy with occasional rain showers, areas of freezing rain possible, high near 40. Showers early becoming steady, light rain late on Tuesday night, low of 37. That's your forecast on 100.9 FM and streaming live online, WMBO.com. All right, we're back here at Roadhog Willys. It's the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show. Danville boys basketball here with us today after Centerburg, and we appreciate them joining us here, taking a little trip over here. It's not icy out yet.
No.
You're probably not going to have school tomorrow, so look forward to that. Yeah, they're pumped about it.
I still have to go to work.
Yeah. Steve Lyons is with us. Wesley Payne, Ashton Spalding, we thank you so much. Ashton, his family, created the basketball. No. I'm kidding. But
that's the balls we played with when I was in high school.
We appreciate you guys joining us. Coach, I want to ask you, this is the first time you've been on. I know John was on earlier this season and things like that. At Danville, they had quite the run in football. It seems like it's every year and things like that. How difficult does that make it for you going into a season? They always say football conditioning is different than basketball conditioning, and to get people involved in that, how difficult was it in that transition there?
It's actually been pretty tough the last couple of years. They've played 4 extra football games the last 2 years, so they've played 14 football games. So then you're trying to balance when they come into basketball, how hard can you push them? How tired are they? How beat up are they from football? So it takes a little while, and it is basketball is definitely different. The football players come in, and first 3 or 4 days they forget that you don't take time off to huddle in between every play like they do in football. So it's a big adjustment for them. Plus, we had this year I think 4 or 5 practices before our first game. Same thing last year. So
that's not a lot.
No.
It's not a lot.
I think I had 3 kids this year that didn't play football.
Oh wow!
On the basketball team. So. Yeah, we couldn't get much done until they were done. We really couldn't have any practices.
I mean, that's kind of how it is at Danville and things like that, and it makes it difficult for you as well. But when you looked at the group and you saw, what do you want to do with this group? You want to slow it down? Do you want to speed it up? What do you want to do with this group?
Well, if I had my druthers, we'd play fast. We tried to play faster last year. We're a little thin on numbers this year, so we have slowed it down some. But in the last couple of weeks, I kind of looked at the game like, man, we're just too slow. Yeah. So we've been working in practice for a little bit, trying to push the ball up the court a little bit more than we have been earlier.
Get in transition. What do you want to do defensively? You want to pressure people? What do you want to do?
If we had enough kids, we'd pressure full court the whole game. But we just don't. We basically were playing with about a 7-man rotation. Yeah. And so we really can't do that the whole game. You need probably 9 to be able to do that. So we're just trying to be fundamentally sound on defense and pressure the ball some. This last week we've talked about pressuring them more in the half court than we have been. So,
last week I was talking with Noah Alden in the mock trial and how it's kind of made a name for itself at Danville, and then Jason Snively was in today on my show, and he was talking a little bit about how you think about softball at Danville is kind of the first thing you think about, and sometimes the basketball teams get a little bit, they don't get the pub that they deserve a little bit, and it makes it difficult because you want to get those people involved, but you got to, like you say, you got to have the numbers and the people that want to participate.
Yeah, it's tough for me because I played at Danville way back in the 20th century. And I'm a basketball guy. I didn't play any other sports. I just love the game.
Yeah.
And it's tough when, we're only graduating 45, 50 kids. You got to share athletes, and they got a lot of time taken up with their other sports. So, it's tough.
Wesley, in terms of the sports, I know that you played football as well. So how do you balance it in that, hey, usually I think coaches will say, hey, you can have a week off here before you go into basketball and things like that. I don't know if that's the case. I also thought somebody was concussed earlier on the show when he wasn't. So in terms of that, so do you take the week off? Do you even get that option and jump back into it? How different is it?
Yeah, you get the week off, but usually I don't take it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always been a basketball first kind of guy.
Yeah.
I tend to like it more, so I'm always amped up to get back into basketball, especially after football's done, because I haven't played the sport in a while, so it's been a minute.
Matt Bloom is not watching.
That's all right. He knows.
As you get into the season, though, some of the expectations you have for yourself, you had a very successful football season. What are some of the expectations you have for yourself and for this Danville group?
Well, we haven't been very well effort-wise towards the start of the season, so we've really amped that up, and we really corrected that our last game. I mean, we came out and, we outscored them 36-21 in the second half.
Yeah.
And I feel like if we just give effort the rest of the season,
Yeah.
we can see way better results, and that's really what we all want.
You have some opportunities here going forward as well. Ashton Spalding is with us there on the end, leading the KMAC in rebounding. Though Steve told me that, I did have that written down on here. So I will say that 7.7 rebounds a game. That's what I found on the KMAC website. I don't know how accurate it is, but you're leading the league in rebounding. What year are you in school, Ashton?
I'm a sophomore.
Sophomore. So you're a young guy and things. Do you play any other sports, or do you stick with basketball?
Football too.
Football too. Sorry, I wasn't out at the football game, so I'm sorry. I apologize for that. Which one do you like more?
I'm in between.
In between. That's a good answer.
If it's football season, I'm dedicated to football.
Wesley, he had a different answer. What were some of the expectations you had for yourself coming into this year? Some of the things you wanted to accomplish for yourself, and some of the things you wanted to accomplish for the team, Ashton.
Well, I wanted to grow more from freshman year, because I wasn't that good my freshman year. People might disagree with that. I was not. I just wanted to grow, and then I just want to help make the team better. So just any way I can. So if that's effort-wise, getting the rebounds, like Steve said, get the rebounds. But just make myself better, which if I make myself better, that makes the team better.
Now, did you play the varsity level last year, or is this your first kind of taste of it being a sophomore?
This is like my first real taste of it. I was on the team last year. I just didn't play.
And how's the speed? Is it a little bit different?
It's way different.
It's way different. That's what I've heard. So I didn't play varsity basketball, so I wouldn't really know that. But I know they say it's a little bit different there. But Coach, let's look back here for a moment about this past weekend. You beat Mount Gilead in that ball game, and one of the things I do some prep work and things like that, and one of the things I recognize is that you said you finished the game strong. You finished strong in that ball game. What stood out to you in that win against Mount Gilead and picking up that second win and maybe giving a little bit of momentum for you as you go forward?
Well, I think earlier in the season, if we would have got down, we were down 14 points in that game, down pretty early in the first quarter. And Ashton hits a long three to close the gap at the end of the first quarter. And I had called timeout maybe that quarter or the next quarter and said, hey, our energy's way down, and we've had a tendency when we get down to kind of stay down, and we got to bring it back up. And these guys responded, and that was a product of practice last week on Thursday and Friday. It wasn't a whole lot of fun, probably for them. We worked on pushing through for fourth quarter, and it showed this last game. They were able to really finish the game. I think towards the end of the game, we went to the line. I think we made 8 free throws in a row or 10 free throws at the end of the game. Just put the game away. Both these guys went up the line and made everything. So, yeah, I think just the way we were able to finish and have a lot more effort was way more satisfying to me. After we were all pretty disappointed after our effort on Wednesday night against East Knox. So.
Yeah. Well, and you took on East Knox. You mentioned that ball game, but Mount Gilead. What really stood out to you, Wesley, in the Mount Gilead game? You kind of alluded to it already a little bit about getting that energy and things like that. Is that the main thing that you got from that ball game?
Absolutely, and I mean that changed the whole perspective of how we kind of see things now. I feel like we got a great chance to win a bunch of these ball games here towards the end of the season. We just give our effort. Like Coach said, the pain is temporary, and just push through it. I mean, we give more effort. I mean, we outscored them 36-21 in the second half. That's a big margin.
Yeah. Coach, I want to ask you a little bit about playing through injury. We talked with Centerburg, and they've got some injuries and things like that. I know Kendall was injured at one point. Is he back? Are you guys fully healthy right now?
Right at this moment, Wesley's missed basically 3 games. He got hurt 2 minutes into our second game this year against Greenville Christian. Then had a little incident walking down the steps and missed a couple more games. Or one game. I'm really surprised he's even playing. Walker Weckester's missed a couple games from injury. Kendall's missed a couple games from sickness. He's been pretty sick this year. It hasn't really been injuries for him, but it's been kind of an up and down year. Been changing the lineup a lot.
Yeah. Ashton, you're not hurt, right?
Nope.
No, you're good to go. Who was the baseball player who fell down the steps with a bag of groceries, something, missed the whole season? You know what I'm talking about? That wasn't you, right? You weren't carrying groceries, right?
Well, we have a no slide policy anymore now because he was walking down the steps in his slides and.
Oh, boom!
Yeah,
hit the deck.
Yep,
didn't feel good. Well, at least you're getting to play right now and things. So, I want to talk and the big games that are coming up this week, including that Centerburg game, a rematch against the Trojans. Let's take this break and come back. More of the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show is coming up here on WMVO.
This is ONN.
Good afternoon. What a scene at the Shot yesterday in Columbus as the Lady Bucks knocked off number 2 Iowa and Caitlin Clark 100-92 in overtime. Cody McMahon had career highs with 33 points and 12 rebounds. Here's Ohio State women's head basketball coach Kevin McGuff on Cody.
She was really determined, and she's been determined in practice this week, and she was really locked in and focused. And, hopefully this is a great reminder for her when her focus and energy is as it was today, how special she can be and how much she can impact this team.
The Lady Bucks jumped up 6 spots in the latest AP poll to number 12. Conference championship games are set in the NFL. In the AFC, it'll be the Baltimore Ravens hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. The Ravens knocked off the Houston Texans 31-10 on Saturday, and the Chiefs outlasted the Bills 27-24 last night. In the NFC, San Francisco came from behind to beat Green Bay 24-21 on Saturday. Then the Lions topped the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 31-23 yesterday. Speaking of the Lions, they have signed veteran tight end Zach Ertz. The Jacksonville Jaguars are signing former Falcons defensive coordinator Ryan Nielsen to the same position. The Chicago Bears are hiring former Seahawks offensive coordinator Shane Waldron to run their offense. And former Chicago Cub and Hall of Fame second baseman Ryne Sandberg has been diagnosed with prostate cancer. With your ONN Sports, I'm Ryan Baker.
Extreme Air LLC is your Carrier HVAC dealer. With financing available and testimonials on the website, you can see why Extreme Air is exactly that, extreme. Servicing, installing, and repairing all makes and models to give you the heat and cool you deserve. Servicing good old Knox County and surrounding communities. Check them out online at extremeairllc.com. That's the letter X. ExtremeAirLLC.com, 740-403-1901, where service is not a business, it's a lifestyle.
Griffin Insurance, taking care of your family since 1972. In today's day and age, it's very uncommon to get a real person when you call. Not at Griffin Insurance. We represent multiple carriers to find the best rate for you and your family. Whether it's auto, residential, commercial, or farm, we're here to help. Call Griffin Insurance at 740-397-7488. Griffin Insurance, finding you the best rate.
Everyone loves Road Hog Willys. Where else can you enjoy the finest meats in their own signature line of barbecue sauces? This counter-style restaurant offers dine-in, takeout, and catering options. RoadHogWillysBBQ.com. Smoking the meat to mouth-watering perfection. That's Road Hog Willys in Mount Vernon. 740-326-1408. Good.
Veterans serving veterans.
That's what we do here at Knox County Veteran Services. Hi, I'm Kevin Henthorne, your Executive Director.
And I'm Financial Coordinator Melissa Schenk.
And we're here to meet the needs of Knox County veterans and their families.
We can help with emergency financial assistance,
filing of disability and pension claims, VA healthcare enrollment, and even transportation to VA healthcare facilities.
Please give us a call at 740-393-6742 or stop in and see us at our new location at 105 East Chestnut Street in Mount Vernon.
Page One Group in beautiful Mount Vernon has your best interest in mind when it comes to you and your printing needs. Whether it's printing, design, laser engraving, or sublimation, there isn't a texture we can't print on. Promotional products are how you keep people coming back. That's where we come in. Your business is our business. Page One Group, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Call 740-397-4240 and visit pageonegroup.net.
Your sinks are backed up, the electric in your master bedroom needs rewired, and now the wife is asking for a new addition. It's time to get in touch with Cubbage Electric, Plumbing, and Now Construction. Give Brian and his team a call at 740-627-8004. They can fix your electrical and plumbing needs and give your bathroom and kitchen a remodel.
Cubbage Electric Plumbing and Construction is a proud sponsor for all the local high school teams.
Enjoy the season. Cubbage Electric, Plumbing, and Construction. 740-627-8004.
All right, we're back at Roadhog Willys. Thanks to Cubbage Electric Plumbing and Construction, Griffin Insurance, our title sponsor, Knox County Veteran Services, Page One Group, Roadhog Willys, Real Pit Barbecue, and Extreme Air Heating and Cooling. Danville Blue Devils boys basketball with us, and we thank them for joining us here. Wesley Payne, Ashton Spalding, the players. Steve Lyons is here at the front, just to my left, and we appreciate him joining us. First matchup against the Centerburg Trojans. I got to see a little bit of that. Thank you, Scott Mickley.
Yeah.
But I got to see a little bit of that. I came home from my son's performance thing and the Christmas performance, and I saw, and Grayson Reynolds hits a late three, and you guys were right into that ball game and things. What stood out to you in that ball game as you prepare to play them on Wednesday?
I think that game was probably the best game that we played to that point that year and this year, and I really felt like we let one get away from us. Did a really good job, I thought, of handling their pressure. Playing on a bigger floor is tough for us. We're the smallest floor in the conference.
Okay.
So we hit a little lull in the second quarter usually for about a minute where we have to kind of catch up, but I thought we did a really good job offensively and defensively that game. Just couldn't quite execute at the end of the games, which has been kind of a theme for us this year. We've had 3 or 4 games slip through our fingers at the end, and that was one of them. And
you kind of with this group that you just got to figure out how to finish right now.
Yeah,
figure out how to finish.
Yeah, and like I said, we started out the year with Wesley's not truly a point guard, kind of playing out of position, but man, he's grown a ton this year and handles the ball so much better than he was earlier this year. And like Ashton said, he played maybe 7 or 8 minutes of varsity last year, mop-up time. So it's a whole new game for him coming basically from JV to varsity. So the kids have grown up. We've got a lot of sophomores and a couple of freshmen playing too. So it's taken us a little while.
Yeah. Wesley, what stood out to you in that first matchup there with Centerburg? It was a close one. Now, you guys kind of had a shot there even at the end to tie it, and didn't fall for you. But what stood out to you in that first matchup on the road?
We crashed the boards really good that game, and we got a lot of rebounds. We hit a lot of threes in that first quarter. I think Kendall had 2. I had 2. I think he might have even hit 1. We hung in there, and that was probably the best game we played up to that point, like Coach said. And I'd like to get them this time around.
Yeah.
So.
Well, what maybe do you want to change from that first meeting? Obviously, Grayson Reynolds not hitting that 3, but some of the things that you want to improve upon to get over the hump and get the victory this time.
Well, we let Isaiah, we let him score like 20, 25, something like that, and so really holding him to however many we can, and we just got to play much better defense this time around. We can't let a shot like that go in with that much time left. So. Yeah.
Ashton, what stood out to you in that matchup against Centerburg? You're going to take them on again on Wednesday.
Well, it was a very close game against them first time. But before the Reynolds 3, I had 3 free throws and a fast break layup that I should have made. And now it's 5 points right there that I need to – that's just the me being better aspect. Because what if I made those free throws? What if I made that? That's practice that I should have took more time into.
Well, Coach, you talk about – those little things. Those are correctable things, Coach, and that's a positive for you as a coach. Yeah. It's like those things are things that can be fixed, and the score kind of flips on you a little bit, right?
Yeah, you just want to keep trying to get better every day, and we've kind of taken on more of a mindset of playing each game one game at a time, trying to go 1-0 in each game. That's what I think I told him before the game Saturday. Let's just go 1-0 tonight and not looking ahead. And yeah, there's definitely things we can correct. And like I said, we get kind of a late start, so it takes us a little while to round into shape. So as long as we can see continuous improvement, getting better and better each day, that we're happy with that.
Taking on Cardington as well. What happened the first time around with the Pirates?
I don't remember a whole lot about the game. They like to get up and down the floor. They like to pressure you all over the court. We played them on our court, so it's a little bit smaller. There's not as much room, so pressure probably works a little bit better actually on our court. We'll be playing them on their court, where again it's a little bit 10 feet longer or something, so it's a little bit tougher, but it also opens up some passing lanes for us. I think if we can handle the pressure, which we've been pretty good at this year, handling press breaks and scoring, we can be right there in the game with them.
We appreciate you guys joining us here on the program. Coach, the FPI thing I've kind of talked about a little bit and asked John about it and things. You like it? Do you not like it?
League meeting or the district meeting, and I've got to vote on what do I think about Millersport or Lancaster Fisher Catholic or teams that I haven't seen play all year. I'm not sure that that's really fair.
Yeah.
But I'm just kind of guessing, and I'm just going by the record, and I don't know who they've played, who they haven't played, and who was sick and who was hurt. And so I think this is a much fairer way of doing it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
I want to ask you guys before we get out of here, Wesley, the fans at Danville, excuse me, I only said Fredericktown. The fans at Danville are great. And I'm seriously, the people, the community, Fredericktown people are great too. But in Danville, the people are great. The community is great. When it's basketball, whether it's football, how great is it to have the support of the community and the support of your school?
It's really good. You can always count on them to yell at the refs.
Yeah.
You always see my dad out there. My dad and you might even see Kendall's mom out there.
I've heard some stories about that. So, Ashton, the fans at Danville are fantastic, aren't they?
Yes. Like he said, shout out to Rhonda Carter
and
Brian Payne.
Yes. Now, I will say, I went to a basketball game last year on the girls' side. They were up by 40 with 0.7 seconds left. The other team called a timeout. I about threw my headset across the gym. But what are we doing here? But no, it's a great place. And the fans, they all started laughing at me. So
yeah.
It's a 40-point game, 0.7 seconds left. But no, Coach, it seems like you got a great group of kids here.
Yeah, I do.
And the wins come along with the character aspect of it, but also as a team. So best of luck this week, Coach, against Centerburg and against Cardington Lincoln. And I know you told me that I am not to give all the love to Centerburg, and I don't. I am a Centerburg graduate, and I can't get to Danville if I drive there. But I love the Danville community. You guys are fantastic, and certainly appreciate you guys being willing to come over here and make a trip over to Mount Vernon to check out the show here, and hopefully we can get you guys down here again and chat some more. But appreciate you guys joining us here on the program. Steve Lyons, Wesley Payne, Ashton Spalding. Appreciate them joining us here. That'll about do it for the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show here from Road Hog Willys. Did want to thank John with an H behind the camera. This man is like gum, you know what I mean? He always shows up, and he's always going to be there, and we love it. And we appreciate Gary with 2 R's for joining us as well. He's behind the camera. These guys make it work on the video, and if they weren't here, guess what? There would be no video. But we thank them for what they're doing, and we thank Road Hog Willys for their hospitality here. Check out Road Hog Willys. They open up at 11 o'clock tomorrow, and we certainly appreciate their hospitality here as well. But thanks for joining us here on the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show from Road Hog Willys, Real Pit Barbecue, Harcourt Road in Mount Vernon.
100.9 FM and 93.7 HD2 WQIO Mount Vernon. From the Cosby Heating and Cooling Studios, it's Good Times, Great Oldies.